Will a bloody and scarred Batman be able to defeat the threat that is Red Mask and not only save this Gotham City but many multiversal Gotham cities? Well, let's hop into the pages of Batman issue number 135. The grand conclusion to the Man of Gotham story arc, as well as the 900th issue of Batman Comics. So then, picking up directly from where the last issue left off, in an attempt to try and stop Darwin Halliday's multiversal gas plot, Batman ended up losing his own hand to Ghostbreaker. The worst part too is that the gas is still quickly spilling out throughout the city, only this time it's the Leatherwings, clones of Batwing, who are actually doing the spreading. Jewel and this universe's Catwoman are doing everything they can to try and keep the peace and get as many people to safety as possible, but it's clear that if they want to actually save the day on this one, they're going to need some help from inside Athena Tower, and this is exactly where this world's Alfred ends up coming into play. You'll remember that this world's Alfred had pretty much lost all hope when his Bruce died, and because of that he decided to bury his head in the sand and never worry about the city or the needs of others again. But now all hell is breaking loose outside and Leslie still isn't back yet, meaning that the old butler decides to jump into action and finally do something for a change. Not only does he grab security's guns and demand that they open up the walls so that all of those other people can come inside to safety, but he actually manages to rally some of the other rich folks behind him by saying that money and affluence are just a shared delusion and that right now there are very real people who are going to die unless they're willing to do something about it. And you know what, what a nice way to finally bring his story full circle. Now over with Red Mask, he is ready to enact the final stage of his plan. The multiversal gas is giving him enough energy to power a machine that will allow him to peer into the mind of the Joker. Halliday hopes that this will unlock the secrets of how the Joker became this unstoppable elemental force of nature. Only, here's the thing, in an unexpected twist, the second that Halliday starts looking through the Joker's eyes, the Joker actually looks back at him, and he is very unimpressed with what he sees. In fact, he basically starts making fun of Halliday instantly. Wow, was I ever so weak, so scared, and so pathetic? That's the real joke. You're the real joke. Naturally, this realization that Halliday will never become the thing that he wanted really starts to screw with his mind. It's around this time Batman makes the scene and gives his own 2 cents, saying that there were times in his life when he figured that if he was never Batman, maybe the Joker would never be born. But being here now in this world, rebuilding Batman from scratch has only served to show him that Halliday would always have been a supervillain, always been a killer, no matter the world Joker or not. Getting royally roasted twice in a row definitely doesn't sit well with Halliday, and he vows that if he can't become the Joker, then he'll simply leap on into the multiverse and create more Jokers wherever he goes. Naturally, Batman plans to give chase, but before he goes, he has some unfinished business to deal with in this world. He wants to make sure that Jewel will have what it takes to defend this city when he's gone. And Bruce also takes this time to have a one-on-one with this world's Alfred. In fact, Bruce even says, you know you could come back with me, right? But Alfred is too smart and sees right through it. Oh my god, I must be dead on your world, huh? Alfred admits that it's a nice thought and that it would probably be easy, but I'm not your Alfred, you're not my Bruce, and this world needs me. In fact, I really need to make up for all my inactivity over the last few years. The most interesting goodbye, though, actually comes in the form of Bruce and this world's Selina. They basically say to each other what they might very well have always been afraid to say in the main universe. Batman says that their love may never work out because there's just a great gnawing emptiness inside of him that will always sabotage his happiness. And this world's Selina says that if his Catwoman is anything like her, then she probably has a hard time loving him all the time. Because as such a disciplined, moral, upstanding hero, it's hard not to feel like he's always hovering around her judgmentally. And then she totally super kicks him into the multiverse just for good measure. Where does Batman go in the multiverse? Man, where doesn't he go? Seriously, it's a tour de force. First, we get a universe that is clearly referencing the 1989 Batman film, right down to a Michael Keaton-style Bruce giving us a little, I'm Batman, and it looks like so are you. Though we're not there long, as we discover every time Red Mask makes a jump, Batman is soon to follow not far behind, and oh boy is he doing a lot with his head start. Worlds in the multiverse that never had a Joker before, like the vampire universe, are suddenly starting to get them, and worlds where Joker has been dead, sometimes for years, are rising again as horrifying paranormal creatures. And seriously, it's a who's who of your favorite multiversal Batman stories. We get a little Batman the Animated Series, we get a little Gotham by Gaslight. Even the video games get some love too, as Batman Batman Prime ends up finding his way to the Arkhamverse. And you know what? Arkham Batman actually has a really interesting take on the whole situation. He talks about how he thought the madness with his world's Joker was finally done when he died, but no, his ghost continued to haunt him. He literally burrowed inside his head. The madness never left, and maybe it never will. After that, we take a stop off over in the Batman Beyond future, where thankfully old man Bruce has figured out a lot of what's going on here. It would seem that as Red Mask is mentally linked with all of the different versions of the Joker, so is Batman linked with all of the different Batmen from throughout the multiverse. Which is not great news, because with a new Infinite Earths out there, that means they might be doing these jumps, well, forever. It's while touring the multiverse, though, Batman ends up learning a lot about himself and all of his different alternates. He says that a thing that's pretty common amongst all the different Batmen, no matter how serious or silly they might be, is that they all try and help. They never give up, no matter how bad things get. Even the Adam West Batman fights valiantly against a newly feral Cesar Romero Joker. And when he notices Batman Prime left without a utility belt, he gives him his own. Because, well, you're gonna need it, good chum, if you're gonna keep fighting against the darkness. Hell, even the famously salty Dark Knight's Return Batman actually proves to be pretty helpful. He gives our Batman a costume he can borrow, but also gives him a new robot hand to replace the one that he lost at the end of the previous issue. Up until now, he's just kind of been playing through the pain with a bunch of bandages and batarangs duct taped together. Batman even manages to have an interesting conversation with Dark Knight's Returns Bruce when he says, "Oh my god, you killed your world's Joker, didn't you?" "No, I didn't. He killed himself as a weird, perverse gift to me. And I'm still miserable, which means no, it doesn't matter how you deal with the Joker, you're basically always gonna lose." Finally, though, Batman Prime manages to track down a tired and greatly depleted Red Mask at the end of time. It seems that he popped over into some uninhabited universe, where the only things left are a floating piece of Gotham City slowly being devoured by giant shark-looking Joker fish, because man, somehow, someway, it always just comes back to Joker fish. How does Batman end up defeating this threat? Well, you'll never believe it. He says that he finally found a Batman who is more prepared than him and Adam West, because he goes into his utility belt and pulls out a little bat shark repellent. A round of applause for Chip Zdarsky, everyone. No notes. But how does Batman ultimately take down Red Mask? Well, that's easy. Batman's seen enough alternate versions of the Joker now to know that this guy is a pathetic, pale imitation. He's not even an interesting kind of evil. He's just a banal, gray, paint-by-numbers kind of bad. This gets under Red Mask's skin enough to charge Batman, where he ends up clotheslining him and taking him out with just one hit. Of course, now Batman has a really difficult choice to make. Batman Beyond Bruce had actually given him a Holt disc that would allow him to jump back home to his world. But doing so would leave Holiday here to die, and well, Batman refuses to do that, even here at the end of the universe, at his darkest moment in time. Batman still refuses to kill, refuses to take the easy way out, and decides to help Holiday by sending him back to his world. It's here too, right at the end, Batman finally takes this opportunity to reflect on everything that's happened to him, not just in the last arc, but everything with Zur-En-Ah and Failsafe. Maybe his fears were founded, maybe he is getting older, slower. Maybe his war on crime really is never ending, but if Batman is falling, it's a good thing that there'll always be the Robins to help raise him up again. It's at that moment this story ends up crossing over with the backups, as Tim Drake in his brand new universe jumping suit manages to finally find Batman, and the two end up having one hell of a reunion. It's a happy ending for everyone, or is it? You'll remember before we said that Batman's mind was linked to all the other Batman across the multiverse? Well, the thing about that, remember several issues ago when Batman had let Zur-En-Ah into his mind again to take over when his back was against the wall? Well, now it seems that Zur-En-Ah isn't just corrupting our Bruce's mind anymore. Oh no, he's taken over multiple Batman from across the entire multiverse. And so that was Batman issue number 135, everyone, and I gotta say, this issue worked on a lot of levels. It works as a great finale to this second Chip Zdarsky arc, and it also serves as a nice anniversary for 900 issues. Again, as I've said from the very beginning, to me this story was all about Bruce trying to recreate Batman from the ground up to try and create a better Batman. But only after going on this journey and seeing all these multiversal versions of himself does Batman finally understand that there really is no perfect Batman for every situation. Not all Batmen are created equally, but all Batman have that one very important thing that makes them who they are and helps them always do what they need to do. Of course, I'm talking about his dogged tenacity. Beyond that, it's just a really cool spectacle to see all my favorite Batmen from across video games and movies and cartoons all come together, even if it is only just for a couple pages here and there and rendered in the art style that they were originally created in. It definitely feels worthy of 900 issues, and I don't think it hijacks the story. This certainly feels like the biggest Batman story we've had in a very long time, and I really wonder what Zdarsky has next in the chamber, considering that this series has only gotten bigger and bigger. The promise of Batman versus Zur-En-Arrh as an actual antagonist is certainly intriguing, and I'm interested to see where we go from here. Overall, I would give this one a very positive 9 out of 10. Good stuff.
Hey there everyone, Kate Joel again, and I just want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. And hey, if you enjoyed the book I covered in this issue and want some comics of your own, might I recommend Book Depository? It's my #1 place for shopping for comic book trades. You get a great price, and if you use my link down in the description, you'll actually be helping me out at the same time. You get something, I get something, everybody wins, right? So until next time everyone, I've been Joel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.